Yeehaw! Hi there, it's Jonas Lamis, and today I am joined by none other than the Matt Genovese. So Matt, everybody's familiar with his face, I'm sure, but Matt is the founder and CEO of Door64. So welcome, Matt.
Thank you very much, Jonas.
So tell us, what is Door64?
Well, Door64 is really my attempt at helping to bring together the local technology community. I'm an engineer myself. I've been working in semiconductors for about 11 years. And what I found is that my colleagues and people that I knew in technology wouldn't make a big effort to go out and meet their colleagues locally. They would go home and play games or whatever, and go, come back to work, and weeks go by and they don't ever go out and network with their colleagues.
Right.
And part of it was there wasn't an opportunity to do so, especially for people of certain industries. Like in semiconductors, you just don't find a lot of semiconductor folks out there networking.
Right.
In the internet and the software area, you find more of that. But even so, I wanted to do my part and try to help draw people out and network. And I found the value of networking early on, and I wanted to share that with other people.
Absolutely. So, what have been some of the lessons learned on Door64? You've changed the story of what your site is in the past, and to where now you have a real interesting following.
Well, we have a good following of we have about 6,000 people, a little over that, in the local community, and these are all technology professionals. So I actually keep it filtered out that way.
Right.
Well, my goal is to help tech professionals network, and it's more about their career. Okay, to a certain respect.
Right.
I want technology professionals to go out and meet their colleagues so that they can they can have relationships with them.
Right.
Okay, professional relationships, of course.
Yep.
If it leads to marriage, who knows? Have some Door64 babies running around.
Geekmatch.com.
That's right. But lead to these professional relationships so that when the time comes where they need, whether they either want to make a job change or they need to make one because of a layoff,
right,
then they have people to turn to.
So what's next for Door64? Where do you see this service going over the next year or two?
Well, we're still seeing quite a bit of expansion in the member base. We've grown from 0 to 6,000 in just about 2 years. And we're still seeing that grow, and that's tremendous. I think the more people that get involved, I think the more benefit there is for the entire community, especially as they interact online. Okay, and because I have networking events periodically that sponsors will come in and allow us to do it.
Right.
But online happens every day, and so the more people that are engaging online, I think you get a much better value. What I'm doing now is I'm implementing features that I see as needed for the local tech community on Door64. One of them is the tech map. I put that together in the past couple months, and the reason behind that was basically people are joining Door64, and I look to see where they're coming from. And I said, boy, there's a lot of people coming from companies that I had just not heard of.
Right. And
so I put the tech map together as a way to have companies come in and have a presence right in the middle of the tech community.
Right. So that's a value add for your service, right? If our company wants to be listed on your tech map, they can do so at a really low cost.
That's right. I have it right now. It's just $200 a year.
Right.
And so you really can't find, I think, any other place for that such a low cost.
Right.
To be able to put yourself right in the middle of technology professionals.
Right.
Locally.
Well, what you really have done by harvesting, the cream of the technology community and pulled them together to a social model, you really have a great venue to connect people with new jobs as they're going to merge as we come out of the recession here.
That's right.
And being listed on the tech map is probably a good way for companies to find those.
That's right.
Important
And
employees.
and at the same time, I want companies to not feel like that it's a bad thing to have their employees connected together. In fact,
Right.
I've talked to a number of people from HR who understood it. They said, you know what, we need to get all of our employees on Door 64. And they understand because the point is, if you bring your employees on there, they become little recruiters for you. Right? So as people are, their friends, their colleagues are being laid off, or they're looking for jobs, they can not only recruit them into their company, but they can also filter them because they have, domain knowledge of that person. They say, okay, this person is a really sharp guy. We want to bring him in. Okay, and so they can help you filter in a way that perhaps other types of people can't really do.
Yeah, awesome. So you started Door 64 when you were a full-time employee at a large company, and now this is your focus, right? You're on it.
It is
pretty much 100% plus consulting that you're doing.
It is.
What advice do you have for people out in the community who are thinking about launching a venture today?
Well, that's a good question. I would, first of all, I think you need to survey your market, okay? And that was something that I made a mistake early on, is not really doing that. I talked to a lot of people, but I was talking to them instead of listening quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And so when I relaunched Door 64, it was because I had been doing a lot of listening, and I think that's why it has taken off a lot more. The other part is that I think as you build a company, it's more about engaging a community of people that want to see it succeed. Okay, and I wouldn't go out there and try to just go venture backed, from the get-go. But I would say, look at communities who can help you do that, who can help you put together your company and so to say build your own, have people help you build your barn.
Right.
Okay, and I think that's where TechRanch comes into play. Mm-hmm. TechRanch is here helping startups to essentially be able to be built from pulling resources from the community. Right. To do that. So it's a very low-cost solution for the companies, and you're not having to rely on waiting for somebody else's money to make it happen.
Exactly. Great. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll be back real soon with another interesting entrepreneurial story.